You got this. Go out and get it. Go out and put in the work. Go get deep on your 4Fs: family, fitness, finance, and faith. You do have a passion. You can find your passion. Go deep. Go get it. And let's go do this together. What I want to bring to you guys tonight is I want to lay out to you what I see as what I like to call the formula to success, because I've seen so many students in here win, right? Like Christian Rena, like all these people in here winning day in and day out. And this is what I see them do the most. This is what gets them over that edge. And this is what will get you over the edge as well, right? And so I want to break that down here tonight with each and every one of you. So let's go ahead and share my screen for a minute, and we're gonna kick this off. But really, the secret formula of success, guys, is passion plus grit plus resilience equals success. And I've seen this so many times, and you guys have seen it yourself. You OGs that have been in here for a while, you guys that have been around the block, you guys that are successful, you'll probably see that you've developed these characteristics as well throughout time, and you get better and better and better with them every single day, right? Because I always tell you guys, you could be selling Facebook ads, you could be selling digital marketing, you could be selling freaking SEO, you could be selling website design. It doesn't matter. If you're inside this group, the biggest thing that we develop inside of these groups is your character, is you, is your taking impossibilities and turning them into possibilities for your life, living life on your own terms. And this is what I've seen. Like I said, I've coached thousands of people to success, and passion plus grit plus resilience equals success for this group, for everybody I've ever been around. The people you see swinging the bat the most, hitting the ball the most, landing the most clients, and really growing and posting in here and being very positive in here all the time. These are your people, and this is what they're doing, and this is what they're looking at. And usually when I brought this to my friend earlier today, he goes, okay, cool, Josh, but as you know, everybody has a real hard time finding their passion, right? So how many of you would say that you have a hard time finding your passion? A lot, right? A lot of you are probably still like, I don't know if I'm really in my passion. Well, I'm going to break something down to you of why so many winners are inside of our groups all the time. And that's because we've really built this thing to find the passion for you, right? We've broken down systems, and this is why I go so freaking hard on family, fitness, finance, and faith, right? We talk about the 4Fs all the time. And some of you are like, why the fuck am I doing this? I came in here to learn digital marketing. I came in here to learn Facebook ads. I came in here to be a badass marketer, or whatever you want to call yourself, right? I came in here for that reason. Why do I need to spend time? And I circle you guys back to this all the time, and you're going to learn why here tonight. But I circle you guys back on this all the time, right? Family. Family is so important. It's so important for balance, for your heart, for your life, right? Family is everything. A lot of you would probably say that, right? Family is everything. So at the end of the day, if we're going through life and we don't have goals around our family, or we have surface level goals around our family, then how far is that really going to get you? When I'm talking goals and setting goals for your family, how deep are you going? Are you going as deep as knowing what kind of relationship you want to have with your spouse? What kind of relationship you want to have with your daughter? What kind of relationship you want to have with your son? Are you going deep enough when it comes to your family? Because I feel like a lot of you are not. And a lot of desire, a lot of fire, a lot of drive, a lot of energy comes from those goals you set with your family, right? So how deep are you really going? Are you going as deep as, hey, I'm going to take my wife out next Sunday night, and every Sunday night, as long as it takes, for her to get the feeling that I love her again, like we were 16 or 18 or 20 years old. And while we're out on this date, not only am I taking her to the movies every Sunday, no matter what, she gets to pick the movie, leaving the phones at home, right? Really detailing out what you're going to do. But then are you going a step further and going, the feeling I want to leave her with, the feeling I want to give her is that I love her, that she deserves me, I deserve her. We both need to spend time, quality time together, attention together, right? Are you going so deep as knowing that there's 5 different love languages and you're going in and going, hey, I want to learn my wife's love languages and I want to be there every step of the way when it comes to that. I want to provide that for her, right? Because we all live and love differently, and really understanding your wife, understanding your spouse, your husband, whoever it is, your son, right? Like I'm reading books right now about raising teenagers. I've never raised teenagers before. And let me tell you, they're fucking wild, right? They're wild. They're different. They're a little different. So you have to dig in and you have to learn that stuff so that you can set those deep goals around your family, right? You can set those deep goals. Why? To give you that desire, to give you that fire, to give you that passion, because that's what this is, okay? When you set your goals around family, fitness, finance, and faith, and you go deep, you're finding your passions, right? You're finding your passions because that's what they are. So family, right? Getting in there and not just setting surface level shit. Like I said, too often you guys go in there and go, hey, I want to take 1 vacation a year. And that's the only goal you have with your family. You don't say why you want to go on vacation. Is it to feel loose? Is it so they know you love them, that you worked hard, right? Maybe your love language is that you work hard and you provide for your family. So taking them on a vacation, you want to get this emotion out of this vacation. You want to get the feeling that you're providing for them and they need to love you for that, right? But understanding yourself, understanding your own love languages, understanding each one of your family members and what you're trying to get out of it, right? Go deep. Go deep. I see a lot of you are missing this. You're missing this right here. And this right here is one of the biggest fucking keys to success. Knowing what you want, why you want it, and how to go and get it. Because it's yours. This life is yours. It's up to you to dig deep enough so you can live it on your own terms, right? So that's what it's about. But family, stop going surface level. Dig deep. Know what you want. Get it done. Put the time, put the effort in. This life is yours to live. If you spend enough time designing it, if you spend enough of your time designing the life that you see, that you want, it's yours. It's yours for the taking, right? So family, go deep. Get in there. Dig deep in family. Don't stop. Don't be surface level, man. I've done it. I've lived it. I understand it. How we do one thing is how we do all things. If we're living surface level in our family, we're going to be living surface level in the rest, right? We're going to be living surface level and left. Therefore, we're living a life that we really don't know if we desire, and we don't know what we're getting out of it. We gotta be committed to get in here and really set these goals. Okay. Fitness, same thing, guys. I always said back in the day, you guys have probably heard this a million times. There's different levels, right, of setting these goals. And that goes the same with fitness. A lot of you, every single year, come January, you set a freaking fitness goal. And it's like, hey, I'm going to hit the gym 3 times a week, twice a week, or I'm going to run 5 miles a week, 1 mile a day for 5 days, or whatever it is. You set those surface level goals, and that's what they are. Understand it's still more than what most of the world does, but it's not you. And you do have more control when you set deeper and deeper goals. So I need you to go deep. It's not, hey, I'm going to run 5 miles a week or 1 mile a day for 5 days, because that doesn't give you an emotion. When Josh Osborne says, I'm going to run 5 miles a week or 1 mile a day for 5 days, I get no emotion out of it. I get nothing. It's like, okay, I'm going to run 5 miles. What the fuck is that? No, I'm going to run 5 miles because of my fucking belly fat, my bitch titties, right? My double chin. What is it that's going to cause an emotion towards that goal. So that when you think of that goal, we don't fear it anymore, because our desire to lose our double chin, our desire to lose our bitch tits, our desire to get rid of our belly fat drives us to go and handle that situation to reach that goal and get that. Go deep. I can't stress this enough. Go deep. That's all you need. Each and every one of you just need to go deep. Everything else will take care of itself. Your subconscious mind will force you into taking action, will force you to get in here and get the work done. And going deep is your passion. Going deep is your passion. You need to understand that. If a lot of you raised your hands at the beginning of this and said, hey, I'm having a hard time finding my passion, you're having a hard time finding your passion because you haven't went deep on the 4Fs. If you go deep on the 4Fs, that is your passion. That is your life. That is what you want to create, right? That's all you need, right? So fitness, once again, go deep. Let's go and find those things, how we feel, what we're eating. We can't just say, hey, I'm going to eat healthier. I hear a lot of people say this all the time. Oh, Josh, I'm going to eat healthier. Cool. What does that mean? What does that mean, Sean? What does that mean, Tanya? What does that mean, Jessica? What does it mean to eat healthier? What does it do for you? What emotion do you get out of it? Right? Because if I'm not deriving an emotion, a feeling out of my goals, then I'm not doing them. So you got to go deep. We got to dig out those feelings. We got to dig out those emotions. We got to understand why we do what we do. And we got to stop letting the world tell us what we're supposed to be doing in this life. You gotta fucking plan it. You gotta design it. You gotta lay it out. And then we gotta put in the work for it, right? So go deep on your fitness goals. I want you guys to go deep. What are they? What are they, and why are they there? I'm not telling you have to go say, hey, I'm gonna run fucking 50 miles a week, 100 miles a week. I'm not telling you to be unrealistic. I'm not. I'm just telling you, whatever goal you set in this area, whatever goal it is, make sure there's an emotion tied to that goal. Because if you have an emotion, if you have a feeling when that goal comes up, when 6 a.m. hits the alarm clock and you got to get up like me, run downstairs, jump in a cold plunge for 10 minutes in 30-degree freaking water, right? When you're freezing for 10 minutes and then you have to get out, go into your sauna, overheat yourself, go on a hike, right? It's like meditate. It's like when you're forcing yourself into those, you're forcing yourself into those not because you like to. I don't think any of us really like to do that, right? There's a deeper reason of why we do it though. And if you can connect to that deeper reason, if you can connect to that feeling, you now won. You won because you'll force yourself to do it for that result. And that's what I'm trying to get to. Finance, same thing, guys. Dig into finance, and all of these are the same. We'll have to dig deep on all of them. But finance, what I see, one of the biggest things I see when people set finance goals is they don't, once again, think it all the way through. They come in here, they set a goal of $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month, whatever it may be, 20,000, 30,000, 40,000, 50,000, whatever it is for you guys. I mean, we have students doing all kinds of different finance levels, but what they forget is like, what does it cost to do it? How much of your time is that really eating up, right? It's like, everything plays into this. So when you get into finance, and we've done family already, we've already done fitness, we know that's going to take a little bit of time. So now we're into finance and we're like, okay, what's realistic? What is it that I can put in the least amount of time and make the most amount of money, right? And really make it happen. How much, like if I'm setting a $10,000 a month goal, I'm not going, hey, $10,000 a month goal is what I want to take home, and now that's the only goal I have. No, if I want to take home $10,000 a month, if that's my take home, I'm going to break down, okay, I know SEO, I'm going to freaking outsource for 25%, so I'm not doing it. So really, 75% is what I'm going to be taking home because everything's outsourced either to the store, I'm hiring somebody to do it, whatever it is for you, right? But I know that 25%. So I can't make $10,000. I have to make $12,500 to take home $10,000, right? And then I'm digging in even further, right? I'm going super hard in the paint. And really like digging in those finance goals of how I'm going to get there. Is it going to be lead gen? Is it going to be ads? Is it going to be website builds? What is it within digital marketing, within the tools that you're given? What is it that's going to create that result, right? What is it that I'm going to go after? Is it a box package where I'm going to offer this one niche, $3,000 website build? They get to choose from 5 of them, so it saves me more time. And then they get, 20 links per month, and these are the links. Here's the 100 links I'm going to go get, so it saves me time. I don't have to go find them every single time. It's like really dig in and not just say how much money you're going to make and what you're going to buy with that money, right? Because, dirt bikes, house, dirt bike track for the kids, all the fillings that you're going to get out of those finances and what you need over in those other goals. That's all fine and dandy, but really dig in how you're going to make the money. What steps are you going to take? Where are you going to go with it? How are you going to spend it? Right? Really dig in. Okay? Because if you're making $10,000 a month, I doubt you're just sticking away in your bank account. Right? There's ways you want to spend it. There's a reason you want to make $10,000 a month. That's why I tell you guys, go through family, go through fitness first, because now it's going to tell you, hey, I want to take my family on 4 vacations a year. It's going to cost this. When I really start breaking it down, I know where I'm going on vacation, how much it's going to cost, how many days we're going to be on it. I want to buy 4-wheelers before we go, right? Or I want to rent kayaks while I'm there. I know every little detail of what I'm doing. So I can save up that money. I can get that money. I can obtain that money, right? Money is energy, guys. It has its own mind. If you're not detailed about how you're going to spend it, how you're going to use it, if you're not a good shepherd to that money, money's not coming. It's not going to come to be wasted. It's not going to come to be disrespected. So you got to spend time here and go deep on these finances and figure out not only how you're going to spend it, but how you're going to make it and what steps you're going to take. What are you going to offer, right? Where's that value that you're offering to the world to get that money back? And we got to go deep here so that we can make it happen, right? And then faith. I say this one all the time, constantly talking to you guys about this. But faith can be faith in God, right? A lot of you are spiritual. A lot of you believe in God, and a lot of you really want to bring your faith up. You want to spend more time there, your spiritual side of things, and that's fine. Faith can be there as well. I love that, right? We have a lot of students that are doing that. I also love faith being faith in yourself. How are you building faith in yourself? If I know I just got into digital marketing, I just jumped in here, or I've been around for a while, and maybe I'm not doing so good at backlinking, or maybe I'm not doing so good at website builds, or maybe I'm not doing so good at Facebook ads, right? Whatever that is for you, how are you going to build your faith in that? How are you going to invest your time to create faith in yourself, confidence in yourself to go and get it? What books are you going to read, right? Who are you going to reach out to here in the group? Who are you going to get to mentor you, right? What tests are you going to run? How are you going to build your confidence, your faith in that area? And you got to go deep here too. Don't just think of the here and now, but think of everything you're going to come against. Maybe you guys aren't hitting the 6 steps yet, right? Maybe you're not out there trying to do any sales. Maybe you're not outreaching to business owners. Whatever that is, like, know that that's coming up. Know that you're getting ready to go do that. Maybe you're getting ready to build your first lead gens. Maybe you're getting ready to kick off your first Facebook ads. Whatever it is, know that it's coming up and start setting some goals on how to build your faith in those areas, how to build your faith in sales, how to build your faith in Facebook ads, how to build your faith, right? Build you. That's what faith is for me, is building you. And maybe that's you getting closer to God or your higher power or whatever you want to call it. Maybe it's you reading more books, right? I read a fucking shit ton of books all the time. I'm constantly reading. I'm constantly educating myself about the things I'm going into, right? The things that I'm going into. And so I'm constantly reading those things so I can be educated. And then when I get to them, I don't just sit down because I'm scared. I start to understand, right? I start to understand. Therefore, I can take massive, imperfect action and keep falling forward, getting back up and going to do it again. So faith. How are you going to build faith in yourself? And there's so many ways to do it, right? Podcast, being in here, showing up to the lives. I couldn't tell you how many freaking students reach out to me all the time saying, I just show up. I just show up and my character is completely changed. My confidence is completely changed, right? So just showing up. How are you going to show up for yourself? How are you going to show up? Are you going to be listening to podcasts? You're going to be reading books? You're going to be listening to Audible? What is it that's going to get you to that next level of confidence, of self-confidence, right? How are you going to build that faith? Super important, and go deep there. Like I said, don't just be surface level and go, okay, I'm in digital marketing, I'm going to learn digital marketing. No, go deep. What vein in digital marketing? What value are you bringing to the world that you need to learn more about, that you need to become the best in the world on? What niche are you going into? Maybe you can research that niche and get faith in that niche, that you know more about that niche than business owners do. So when it comes to their marketing, when it comes to providing value to them, that you know it as well as they do. You know exactly when to turn off freaking AC repair ads and kick off their furnace repair ads because winter's hitting and people need now repair of their furnace and getting ready for that, right? And so it's like, how are you doing that for yourself? Dig deep within yourself so that you can have those goals, have a passion for those goals that you set because you've thought so hard about them. You're so fucking clear about them that nothing and nobody can stand in your way. And when you think about your family, when you think about your fitness, when you think about your finances, and when you think about building faith within yourself, you get emotional. You feel it. You feel the energy. That's where you need to be. Because if you took nothing out of this fucking course, if you took nothing out of these lives, if you took nothing out besides these 4 things right here and getting clear with yourself, I would feel accomplished. I would feel accomplished. All these tools, all this other shit I give you is nothing compared to you getting clear on how you want to live this life on your own terms. Nothing. That's it. If you can get clear on those 4, right? Because that's what it takes, guys. That's what it takes. It takes those 4 and getting it down to a vision board, right? Choose either one, right? Getting it down to freaking a vision board, right? It takes getting clear, getting it down, getting pictures that you can look at. When I see these pictures, I get inspired. I get inspired to act. I get inspired to put in the work because I want little Joshy to know I love him. I want my wife to know she's the only woman for me, right? I want my daughter to know I will never let a fucking other man fuck with her, right? Like, I want them to know that. And so when I see a picture of them, when I see a picture of my fitness goals or my finance goals or my faith goals on my board, I'm inspired to do something about it. I'm emotionally attached to my goals, right? Are you emotionally attached to your goals? Do you get a deep feeling, a deep desire, a deep fire when it comes to your goals, to your life? Because that's what you need. That's all you need. The only thing you need to do to succeed in life is to know what you want. That's it. Because the second a human knows what they want, we are all the same. The second we know what we want and we're clear on what we want, we will go get it. Nothing and nobody will stand in our way. But if you're not clear, if you're surface level on this shit, you ain't going to get off the couch. You ain't going to stop going to the bar with your friends, right? You ain't going to spend that time. You ain't going to overcome that fear of picking up the phone and reaching out to a business owner. You ain't going to overcome the fear of launching a Facebook ad. You ain't going to overcome the fear if you don't get clear. It's time for you to get clear, right? And when you do, like I said, get it on a vision board. That's the next step. Next step. Less than 1% of the world puts their shit on a vision board. And those 1% are in the top 1% of this world. Success leaves clues. I tell you guys this all the time. Success leaves clues. Pick those clues up. Put them to work in your life. Put them to work. Okay? So all of that obviously equals passion, right? Because what is passion, guys? What is passion? So passion obviously is showing, right? Or caused by a strong feeling or a strong belief, right? So wouldn't you say if you go deep on your goals, family, fitness, finance, faith, if you go deep over there on your goals, don't you think you have a passion, strong feelings, strong beliefs in yourself, in your relationships, in your finances, right? In your 4Fs, you have these strong feelings, which lead to strong beliefs, right? And so now you have your passion. A lot of you continue looking. I've met people, seriously, that go around and go around and go around and go around and go around saying they're looking for their passion. Josh, I haven't found my passion. I don't know what my passion is. I don't know. Well, you just got the keys to that passion, and that's the 4Fs. That's going deep. Going deep for you. And this is for you. This isn't for me. This isn't for Brad. This isn't for Tanya. This isn't for freaking Sean. This isn't for Donna. This is for you. This is for your family. This is where you should be excited to spend your time. And I know some of it sucks. Some of it hurts when you start digging into your relationships and really like figuring out, you value them, but you've neglected them for so long. So you have to rebuild them. And when those kind of things hit you, they can hurt. They can hurt, but it's worth it. It's worth it because this is your life. This is your life. This is what you're going to wake up every single morning and go and build until you reach it. And so shouldn't you put time and effort into really understanding yourself, your family, your goals, your desires? Shouldn't you dig deep enough to where every waking moment you're up doing something that you get feeling that you're inspired to do? Shouldn't you? So you should love spending time on your goals. You should love digging deep and finding your passions, right? You should love it. And you should continue to do it over and over and over again. Because let's keep it real. With anything from sports, business, relationships, passion's the initial driving force, right? Behind the desire and ambition to create a plan of attack. But people can lose that passion without grit and resilience, right? On the other hand, so grit without passion is just the grind, right? And eventually the grind wears you down. So you also need resilience, right? We talked a little bit about that to maintain all that passion in the face of struggles and failures, right? Without all three of these traits, you could easily be tempted just to give up. So I'm trying to dig in and really show you, right? Passion, grit, resilience. With those three things we're going to be going through, right? With those three things, that is your success path. That is where I've seen so many students win, is when I see them working on these things every single day, building themselves up every single day. And I remember back in 2009, my passion was like at an all-time low. My first company, it was buried in debt, guys. We had to cut a bunch of people. We were very close to filing bankruptcy, to tell you the truth. And when I think back on that what just kept me going through that difficult time, I realized it was grit and it was resilience, right? But it didn't feel that way in the moment. What drove the passion I needed to keep moving forward was the determination to provide for my family, right? To keep my employees paid and work to ensure the previous years didn't lead to failure, because I put so much time into it. Due to past experiences, I had that confidence that time I invested, and it would lead me down to a positive path at some point if I just kept putting in the time, right? So even though the formula for success starts with passion, it was my grit to overcome obstacles, right? And my resilience to bounce back and try again that kept helping me over and over again. But I understood if grit and resilience made up my engine, right? If it made up the engine of the car, it was passion. It was passion going deep on the 4Fs that gave me the fuel to get it running, right? To keep it running, to keep it going. And it was with passion that I built my self-confidence. And it was with passion that gave me the motivation and the enthusiasm to always want to learn more, to build my faith up, right? So self-confidence lets you continue forward into the unknown. And humility helps you accept input from others that have more knowledge in a specific area. Lots of other people have come and gone before you, right? Making both good mistakes, right? And bad mistakes and integrating that feedback into new strategies. It's an important part of your success. I always say this to you guys constantly. I'm like, success leaves clues. I'm constantly telling you guys that, right? So if one path fails, you need passion to focus and stay positive, knowing that eventually your new direction is going to deliver the outcome that you hope to accomplish, right? But seriously, guys, after years of coaching and living life as an entrepreneur, it showed me that one characteristic is emerging as a significant indicator of success in this group, around these people, everything that you see. And it's not your IQ. It's not anybody's IQ that I've seen. It's not their social intelligence. It's damn sure not their good looks, right? It's not my good looks. It's grit. It's grit. It's been said that grit is living life like it's a marathon, not a sprint, a marathon, right? But what is grit and how can it be nurtured? I think that's super important. What is grit and how can it be nurtured? So I want to roll into grit. I want to talk to you guys a little bit about grit here. Where grit is obviously courage and resolve, right? Strength of character. This is important. Grit is really passion, right? Passion, your 4Fs, family, fitness, finance, and faith, and perseverance for long-term goals. That's grit. It's grit, right? Grit is sticking with your future day in and day out, not just for the week, not just for the month, but for years, and working really hard to make that future a reality. So what I found is that the more somebody works on themselves in these three areas that I'm about to talk to you about, the more success I see come their way. I want to give you these secrets because if they can just help one of you take control of your life, take back your life, give you back that pin, then it's worth its weight in gold to me, okay? So if you spent any time studying the greats in business, right, then you probably heard about Milton Hershey, right? So Milton Hershey, obviously the creator of Hershey, dropped out of school in the 4th grade, guys, took a position with a printing company only to be fired. He was an apprentice at the printer company, so he never got paid. Dropped out in the 4th grade, said, hey, I'm going to be a printer. Became an apprentice as a printer, and then he was fired. Okay, so he worked like a couple years there, was fired. And then he became an apprentice as a candy maker. And after studying that business for 4 years, he went to go try to launch his own business. So he goes to try to launch his own business. Within just a couple years, boom, failure. He totally failed the company. So what did he do? He went and tried to start another candy business. Within 2 years, boom, that candy business failed, right? Boom, same thing again. Started another candy business. That one lasted 5 years, failed. It took 20 years of failures before he got his big success with Hershey. Okay? Quit school in the 4th grade. Dude had grit. He would do whatever it took. Failure after failure, getting fired as an apprentice to go over to candy, right? Worked for 4 years as an apprentice for no money just so he could learn the skill. That's grit, right? Steve Jobs, right? Started Apple in his parents' garage when he was 20 years old. Just 20 years old. Gets fired from his own company at 30. Gets fired. If I got fired from my own company, I don't know what the fuck I would do, right? Gets fired, but keeps the right mindset and stays positive and goes and creates next. Goes and creates Pixar, right? Or Pixar. It's like a movie thing. But he goes and does this thing, and he grows them so big that Apple turns around and goes, holy fuck, I need to purchase that from you because that's genius. Goes and purchases that from him and then gives him back his job. But 8 years later, 8 years after being fired from his own company, right? Richard Branson, you guys know him. This dude performed so freaking bad in school. He was put into Challenge Ed. You guys know what Challenge Ed is, right? So it's like, obviously, it says itself, so I'm not going to explain it. But Challenge Ed, so he's put into Challenge Ed as a child. Once he graduates, though, he starts putting his own grit. So he didn't do good in school, obviously. He sucked at school, hated school, wasn't good there, put into Challenge Ed, treated like a retard, to say the least. But he gets out of school, and instead of going to work for somebody, he immediately starts a magazine. And he works his ass off in that magazine, slowly growing it, slowly putting time into it. And then as soon as he gets that up and it can kind of run itself, he goes and then jumps into a recording studio. He builds a recording studio, starts to build that up, right? And then you guys all know about his airline, right? Virgin Airlines but he's now the 4th richest person in the United States. Goes from being a challenge ed student to being the 4th richest person in the United States. In the United States. Okay? And when going through and talking, when they talk grit, if you go and research any of these guys, and when they talk grit, these are the things that they talk about. I want you to grab a pen because I think it's super important that you write these things down and work on these things in your life. And the first thing that they talk about is when you have grit, you have to have courage, right? So we take so much of our strength and resilience for granted. Courage isn't about being a battle-ready soldier, right? Some days there's courage in saying tomorrow is another day. I'm going to get up and I'm going to give it another go. I'm going to go back here and I'm going to try kicking off Facebook ads. I'm going to try another website build. I'm going to try picking up that phone one more time, shooting one more screencast. I'm going to get in here and give it another go. That's courage. Some of you feel like you're only courage is only when you're successful. No, courage is when you get back up. Courage is when you're willing to take another shot. That's it. That's what courage is. So I see courage every day inside these groups, and I see the people that are the most courageous. They're the ones that are deeply passionate about their 4Fs. Those people are courageous. They're willing to get up. They're willing to shut door B. They're willing to go after door A and not let nothing and nobody stand in their way every single day. So you need to find some passion, right? And courage for yourselves. Trusting that whatever circumstances you're going through right now, right? Whether you got told no a bunch on the phone today, whether you launched a website build and the customer said they didn't like it, whatever that is, regardless of whether you feel courageous or not, you can find courage in yourself. If you just dig below the surface, just like you do on your goals, you will find it. If you dig deep on those 4Fs, you will find courage in yourself to get up and give it a fucking shot, right? Conscientiousness, okay? This is what they talk about. Conscientiousness, just so you guys know what it is, it's a trait that is commonly associated with awareness, right? Typically, conscientious people are well organized, right? We're not just running and gunning. We know what we want, why we want it, and we go and get it. Every single day that we get up, dude, I'll have people stop by my house all the time to come talk to me. I'm so busy in my goals, they have to wait around until everything stops so I can go out and talk to them. That's how organized I am, is I don't let people interrupt what the fuck I'm doing, because I know what I want and I know how to go get it. Therefore, I'm taking those steps. Only in between those steps, when I have a little bit of time, will I stop to talk to somebody, right? So they can also demonstrate self-control, right? They plan their time very, very well, and they're all known as great team players, and they do, this is very important, they do more than what's expected, right? They're constantly doing more than what's expected. And I think that's a big one. Look at the winners inside of these groups. Look at the winners. Look at the winners in here. They're doing more than expected. If I told them to shoot 10 screencasts a day for the 30-day challenge to hit $5,000 a month, they're shooting 20. They're trying to outdo me on everything, right? If you tell them to build a list of 500 people they can prospect, they're building 1,500. They're doing more than expected. If you tell them to build 1 lead gen, they're building 5, right? That's who you need to be. That's who you need to work on being. Do more than expected every single time. And that doesn't just go for your life. You also see them doing more for their customers. They care. Like Amanda Myers cares about her customers. She does more than expected. She's in there grinding with them. She treats it like it's her business. And those people are the ones that I see winning. Those are the people that are successful in my eyes, right? And then perseverance. They all talked about perseverance. Continued effort to do or achieve something despite the difficulties, despite what you're going through, despite how you're feeling, despite failures, despite picking up the phone and getting told no, despite reaching out on Facebook and getting told fuck off, despite, they continue moving forward day after day, moment after moment. They're able to pivot and move and do whatever is necessary to achieve their goals, because their goals are deep. Their passion is deep. They want it so goddamn badly, they're not going to let anything stand in their way. So despite difficulties, they are pushing through. They are pushing through any opposition to go and get what they desire. Okay. And that's super important. Super important. So we just talked about grit, and I want to jump into resilience. Okay. So I'm going to jump into resilience and talk to you guys a minute about resilience, because I think that's obviously the last little thing is, and resilience is, guys, the ability to withstand or adjust to challenges, right? So if I had to describe this really in like one word, resilience is just toughness, right? I always say this constantly. It's one of my biggest sayings is tough times never last. Tough people always do, right? Tough times never last. Tough people always do. That's resilience. So if I had to do this in one word, I would tell you resilience is toughness. The capacity to recover quickly from difficulties, being able to pivot, be able to fail and get back up immediately, pick that phone back up, not get told no, put it down and not touch it for a week, not put up a lead gen and let it sit on the back burner for a month before you actually take it live, right? So people that are resilient are hitting failure after failure and getting back up. In general, those who are extremely optimistic tend to show great resilience, right? So the people I see in here, there's a lady, I can't remember her name, but she jumped on the other day. She shot a video of herself, super optimistic, ready to go, ready to roar, doing this for her own 4 businesses, but also for customers. But she's super, you can tell she's going to be resilient, right? She's going to be resilient because she's optimistic. She's so deep on her goals, so deep on her why, so passionate about it that no matter what, she's going to keep a smile on her face and she's going to keep dialing. She's going to keep going for it, right? So they approach life with a sense of humor, right? You kind of like, everybody's seen that video and they're like, fuck yeah, this person's like tits, right? And they're able to laugh at themselves, guys, and they're able to reframe situations and experiences to see a lighter side, right? Resilient people also tend to have a strong moral compass. They have a set of beliefs that can't be shattered. They've thought deep enough about why they do and what they do and why they do it, right? That they have these beliefs that if somebody comes in with a different belief, it doesn't shake them. They don't get pissed off. Democrat, Republican, this, that, this religion, that religion. Nothing shakes you when you know who you are. And these people know who they are, right? They don't compare themselves to others. They know that inside they are their own yardstick of success, right? They're measuring themselves against themselves. They're getting better every day. They're sharpening that knife. They also see difficulties as stepping stones for transformation, right? So when they see a difficulty, they don't stop. They don't fear it. They say, hey, how can I utilize this to transform myself so the next time it happens, I get through it quicker, right? And finally, they practice mindfulness and they surrender themselves to the ups and downs of life, never letting the outside world affect their inner being. Resilience, right? Resilience. Super important. I hope you guys are getting all of this down. It's really important to get this down, okay? So obviously, guys, there's no great mystery behind having grit. There's no great mystery having resilience and passion. If you find what fires your motivation and you stay the course, if you dig deep on those 4 F's and you find that passion, even when times get difficult, the more you do it, the more chances you have to get it right. But if you quit, you lose all the opportunities to try again. Resilience only comes after bouncing back from the first failure at least once. But without any experience, the only way to know if you're just beating your head against the wall is to have the passion to humble yourself and reach out and talk to other people in this group. Stick around, take in the information and learn. With the grit to overcome challenges and resilience to make the tweaks over time, you have everything you need to turn your passion into success.